Arknight's Endfield has been out for a week, and while it has been extremely fun for me, it's a hard game to recommend. The game in general diverges heavily from the open world anime gacha formula in ways that can feel like a breath of fresh air to some, and maybe disliked by others. The combat has been a contentious point amongst people, and you might just not like the factory building, which is like the whole game. But that's all mostly taste, and if those were the only problems, I wouldn't have any issue recommending the game blindly because it wouldn't have any objective hiccups particular to this game to address. But unfortunately, this game does have some less arguable issues. First one being the absolute tutorial slog. It is not an exaggeration to say that the first 8 to 10 hours of this game are extremely slow. And what's wild is that it's not even for the factory stuff, which has mostly optional tutorials. The real issue is that the game throws system after system at you, menu after menu, all the while the story moves at a snail pace because of it. An absolute UX design failure on their part, which will inevitably turn off a lot of players, and I wouldn't even fault them for it. 10 hours is a long time, and the other elephant in the room being the gacha. And before you go to the comments and say that it's mathematically more generous than the competitors, which is absolutely true by the way, in truth, the fact that you need a flowchart to explain to me how a gacha system works to begin with would be enough to throw it in the trash. But the majority of people who will end up staying with the game, if the pool income can cover it, will be able to get what they want. But the way in which the system has no post 50-50 loss guarantee and no 120 limited guarantee pity poured over to the next banner creates an environment where the floor, the hardcore free-to-plays that stick with the game, be good boys and save 120 pulls, will have a decent time. But trying your luck on a 50-50 or spending on the game past your first copy is punished, way harder than the competitors in my opinion, which is a very hard choice for a type of game that relies on its top 1% to make 90% of its income. All this added to the way this system is clearly convoluted by design and the very likely possibility of losing 3 50-50s in a row on your way to a limited, it will make some go apeshit. Again, I repeat, I like this game a lot, but it is hard to recommend.